5 at 9 on WJLX. James Phillips, joined this morning by Curt Henson. He's one of the founders of Camp Cool that'll be coming up this summer, but they've got some fundraisers happening and kind of getting prepared for the summer. Curt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We just wanted to spread a little word about Camp Cool and the different things that you guys have coming up. Tell us a little bit, though. Tell the listeners, what is Camp Cool, why you guys got it started, that kind of thing.
Okay, so first of all, Camp Cool actually stands for Children Overcoming Obstacles Through Love. It was started back in 2013, but it's really been, I would say, I think my wife started going to a sister camp back in 1998, and her mom volunteered there, and that camp was called Camp SCAMP, Special Kids and Meaningful People. So we kind of tailored it, Camp Cool, after that. So kind of going back, it is for kids ages 6 to 21 with cerebral palsy and spina bifida. So my wife and her mom was doing the camp there. They started talking about, we don't have that up here. And so, I can't do the math, but in 2013, my wife, myself, and my mother-in-law, so Brittany Henson and Wanda McLean, got together and started working with Camp SCAMP, asking, hey, how did y'all do this? And they gave us some pointers, and then we kind of went, I got to give credit to my wife and my mother-in-law. They met with lawyers, got bylaws and all that, and we had our first camp in July of 2013. The camp, we've had several that have graduated, so when you turn 21, you graduate.
Right.
But we have a few that have been with us since the very beginning. I got to give a shout out to Tyler Hall, Caden Thompson, Josie Rigsby. I think those are the three that are still coming that have not graduated, but Tyler will be graduating this year.
That's cool.
But yeah, they've been great support. Help their parents also have been wonderful with us. We became like a family. I'm also going to give like a little in memory of, we've had two that passed away. So we just always remember them when we have camps. Because
and who were those two?
Jacoby and, I just went blank on her name. I will have that
I
after the break. Yeah, you did. Her mother is wonderful. But I will have that after the break.
There you go.
That kind of bothers me. I couldn't even remember that. But I know Jacoby off the top of my head because he was our first camper that my wife recruited.
Okay.
So that's why that one was so easy on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we become a family. It's wonderful on that part. So also, I'm going to tell you what like a typical day is. So we start off on the very first day is nothing but counselor training. They come in about 5 o'clock, and we do training with each counselor as like a group. But then we also, if we need to, we separate into little groups. We have a physical therapist or occupational therapist or physical therapist assistant and occupational therapist assistant come and show how to like do training, mainly how to lift so that they don't hurt themselves, and more importantly, so they don't hurt the campers.
Right. And remind the listeners, it's campers who have...
Yeah, campers with cerebral palsy and spina bifida.
Right.
So that
and
could be...
Why did she start with children like... Did she have a sibling or...
Yeah, so that's how they got involved with Camp SCAMP.
Okay.
Her cousin his name's Ty, and he's kind of he is the reason why there's a Camp Cool, because of him. They got involved. He's got very severe cerebral palsy. Yeah. So I don't know if you know, but there's different like types of cerebral palsy. There's never like, one is wheelchair bound, one can't speak. I mean, it's just a whole gamut. It could be completely disabled where you're nonverbal and you can only really answer questions by looking different ways.
Right.
Ty is that type. He's very severe where he doesn't walk. He smiles, but he can't use any of his arms or legs, and He's like severe case.
Right.
So that's what got her involved in that.
Right. Okay.
So back to
the training.
The training. We try to go over everything from there's like one child who, because like I said, CP covers such a gambit where they just have a little bit of loss of tone in like their leg, where it might be making a little slower walking, or they get tired quicker.
Right.
Or we could have some that is like my wife's cousin Ty, who completely non-independent. So we have to teach them how to take care of them. That's what's great about when the parents come. They kind of give us ideas or really explain how they communicate. Because some of them do have a device. There's one girl named Sophie. She has a device, and it's wonderful because she uses her eye. It's called, I think it's the eye gaze, which is really cool because she can talk to you through that. For some reason, she like started calling me like dirty laundry or something. I don't know, but it was just funny, how they do that. And that's the other great thing about the camp is it shows the counselors, to me, how even though you think you're blessed and you see these children that are disabled and you may think that they're not blessed, they really are.
Oh, yeah.
They're a blessing to us,
Yeah.
to their parents, and they end up being a blessing to the campers too.
Yeah, definitely so. And we were talking before we came on the air, you guys are looking for counselors right now, and depending on the needs of the campers that you'll have, you may need up to 40 counselors or so.
That's right. So ideally, we would like to have, I think we've talked about maxing out at 15 campers. The thing is, though, we have to keep in mind, because we're at Camp Dotson, and that's on Rosehill Road. It's part of the Walker Baptist Association. The facilities, we can only take so many. Well, we would love to take more, but with what we have right now, we can only do that. What happened last year was, even though we say 15, I want to say, and I'm not exact on these numbers, but we had like 8 boys and 4 girls.
Right.
So, we have to kind of stop it there because, again, we have one cabin or dorm, however you want to call it, for the boys and one for the girls. But you got to think that for each camper, we have 2 to 3.
Right.
So it fills up pretty quick, and then you have your wheelchairs and any other special equipment sometimes will be in that dorm.
Right.
But back to the counselors, we need anybody age 15 to really we'll say 21. We used to be like 15 to 18, but we'll take 15 to 21 because we need the counselors to come, because without counselors we can't have camp.
Right.
Now, there is sometimes we might take a 14-year-old, but we have to vet them very, very much so with family, friends. It's a whole reference thing because, I've learned this even in work. Your age isn't really your maturity level.
Right.
So you could have a 25-year-old and their maturity is really of a 10-year-old.
Right.
So we case by case on that. So I don't want that somebody that's like about to turn 15 be like, hey, I'm 14 and not apply.
Yeah.
But we, on our website, campcoolkids.org, we have the application on there now, and it's completely online. So you can fill it out, pay for it through PayPal or Venmo, and it comes straight to me. And if you have any questions, you can always look us up on Facebook under Camp Cool, and that's COOL, and not K. But you can look us up and message us on there as well. But one thing I do want to mention for counselors is we give 100 community service hours. So if you're in a club, that right there, hey, you're kind of good.
Yeah, it covers you.
Now, there have been some clubs where they're like, hey, we only take so many of those hours. Hey, that's fine. Come back next year, and we'll give you, again, 100, and you can use some more of those hours.
Well, I'm sure it's good for kids who are looking for things for their resume for college, too, to say that they were a counselor at Camp Cool, that sort of thing.
That's right.
That definitely helps and shows their character,
Right, that's right.
And I know y'all have had a lot of churches involved in the past, so if a particular church would like to get their youth group involved, I'm sure they can contact you guys as well.
Yes, yeah. Any church group, any organization, we don't discriminate with that.
Right.
We just want to make sure that they know and that they can come out and help us.
And I'll say I got to meet everybody at Camp Cool back around 2016 or 2017. Some mutual friends helped with the camp and had counselors there. And my son came and was a counselor for you guys. And I mean, it really changed his perspective on life in general. After, like you said, seeing kids who are going through the things that the kids at Camp Cool have gone through their entire lives. And you think that you're blessed, and you think maybe these kids aren't, but they're such a blessing to everybody. And just my chance to come through and walk through and interview kids and counselors and take pictures, like everybody there was smiling. And
That's right.
And it was 100 degrees in
Right.
the middle of the summer, but everybody was smiling and everybody was having a great time, and that's just infectious when you're there. It made I left feeling so much better than I did when I walked in,
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great atmosphere, and I think it's such a positive for all the kids involved, whether they're counselors or they're actual campers too.
And going back to so I kind of sidetracked on the training, but yeah, so that's the first day of camp.
Right.
The second day is when the campers come. So I don't know if I said the dates at the beginning, but it's June 3rd through the 7th. The 3rd is when, after around 5, the counselors come. Then we'll wake up the next day, do a little bit of kind of refresh on training, and after lunchtime, the campers come, and that's when the fun begins.
Oh yeah.
That's when we bring them in. We have the counselors there at the door cheering them on, when they come in. And the first day is really just kind of a get to know your camper. We have icebreakers, typical, again, just get to know each other. The icebreaker where it's like, what's your favorite thing to do in school? Because sometimes, like I mentioned earlier about Josie being there, she's a wonderful artist. So she may be drawing something the whole time.
Right.
But then the next day is when, I guess you could say, you really start getting tired. Again, it is fun, but as we tell the counselors, you're going to get tired at the end. We wake up, we have breakfast, then we have either recreation or pool. And recreation time is a lot of fun. Clarissa does a great job of getting all the campers involved. So sometimes, we'll have kickball, we'll have human bowling. And that's what's great about seeing how creative people can be, because you may have somebody in a wheelchair and you think, hey, they can't do anything. Well, the counselors just naturally come in and help them throw the ball, and you can see the smile on their face.
Right.
It's really, I can't describe it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of speechless on that. And then you'll see the smiles that you was talking about, and then after that. We swap, or we have lunch, and then it's kind of opposite, depending on the amount we have. If we have where it's kind of more just boys and just a few girls, we may do just one swim time, and then in the afternoon do one recreation.
Right.
Or we may flip-flop. But swim time is my favorite. I've always, every time we go talk to a church or anything like that, I always say it's so great. Because you see them in the pool, you don't see their chairs. Their chairs are off somewhere.
Right.
And you don't see their disability, you see their ability.
Right.
And you see their smile. And again, I'm like, this is a little piece of heaven, because you don't see any disability. It's just nothing but smiles, and you see everybody interacting and having a wonderful time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then most on the third night, so it'd be on June 6th, that night we have activity night. So we always have activity night, talent nights. So on the first full night or full day, that night is activity night, and this year it's going to be planes, trains, automobiles, and motorcycles. And then on the next day, it's the same schedule, except for that night will be talent night. And that's when you see everybody's true talent come out.
Cool.
Which could be anything from singing to dancing to the guy that can get the most fist bumps. Because
Right.
we had Matthew last year, who he loves giving everybody fist bumps. Non-verbal, but when you see him, he sticks his hand out and he wants that fist bump.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that, I mean, it's just like a typical summer camp.
It is.
You really do make it as close to summer camp as possible,
Mhm.
and that's what's really cool about it. You know, you're not just there seeing disabilities, like you said.
Mhm.
You're seeing people's abilities, and with the talent show especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part
Yeah.
right there on that. So.
Well, just to remind everybody, we're interviewing Curt Henson. He's one of the founders of Camp Cool. We're going to listen to a couple of tunes, and then we'll be right back to finish up the interview and talk about some fundraisers that Camp Cool has coming up over the next few weeks. So we'll be right back here on WJLX. Enjoy the music for a few minutes. And we're back live at 9. James Phillips here on WJLX, and we're interviewing Curt Henson. Curt is with Camp Cool. And we were talking earlier about Camp Cool, what it's all about, and now we wanted to talk a little bit about some fundraisers you guys have coming up. I know this weekend is a big one. You're having trivia night. It's Name That Tune Trivia at Tallulah, hosted by Matt Mitchell, that everybody knows. Tell us a little bit about it and what people can expect out of the trivia night.
Well, first of all, I want to go back to the previous segment where I was talking about we had some memory of, and I mentioned Jacoby, and the girl's name completely slipped my mind, and I feel horrible about it because she was one of my favorites, always ragging me, messing with me. Courtney.
Yeah.
I am so, Courtney, please forgive me for slipping up on your name, but her mom works at Crystal Pools. And she would always be in there sometimes messing with me. Courtney, even after camp, would still be messing with me.
Yeah.
So again, sorry, Courtney. So trivia night will be tomorrow night. I can't believe today's already Friday. So Matt Mitchell is going to be putting that on for us, as you said. His mother-in-law is one of our board members, so hopefully he will give maybe whatever team I'm on or my wife's on some extra mulligans for free. but no, in all seriousness, it's going to be a fun event at Tallulah's. Previously, I heard you saying that she was going to be there.
Yeah. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Our team's going to win. The radio station team's going to win.
I mean, I feel like there should be some kind of handicap, for the rest of us. Since there you are, but yeah, it should be fun. I don't know what all different type of tunes he's going to have. I don't know if it's going to be just a plethora, or is he going to go more, 90s? Hopefully more 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, for our age, that's what we do.
But we're going to have multiple ages come in to participate. As he said, all ages are welcome.
Yeah.
So, bring your kids, have a great time.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. We do a lot of trivia at Tallulah on different nights when they have the trivia nights, and it's always a lot of fun. And we bring our kids most of the time, and I mean, it's just a good family place to come hang out. And tomorrow night it'll be for a good cause. Matt's always really funny, does a good job, and I saw that he posted yesterday the winning team gets this huge, like, wrestling championship belt. It's like a 6-pound gold belt that the winner gets, and I think he said $100 in merchandise from his store because he sells a lot of T-shirts and stuff like that. And then second and third place will get $50. Now the cost of the team is it $25? Is that right?
$25, and then the mulligans are $5. $5 for mulligans, and the max is $5.
Right. So you can spend $25 to enter your team, and then you can spend another $25 to make sure you get at least 5 questions right.
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
For any tough questions that might be out there, you can use those mulligans.
Right, for the 1950s.
Right.
Or we weren't even around.
For me, I think I may be more worried about like right now's music.
Oh, that's true.
The ones
that's true.
The stuff my kids listen to. I have no idea what they're listening to.
All the Swiftie songs.
Yeah, I don't know any Swiftie stuff or any of is it Chapel Roan or Sabrina Carpenter. I hear all those names. I couldn't tell you any of their songs.
No clue. We're kind of aging ourselves now.
Yeah, I think so. So, other than the trivia night, you also have is it a motorcycle ride coming up?
Yeah, so last year was our first Camp Cool ride. This year will be our second. We're going to be having it on April 26th. The registration starts at 9 with kickstands up at 11. We're going to charge I want to say it's $25. Yeah, it's $25 a hand. So some places, will do 20, and then for the extra rider 5, we're just going to do straight 25. Also, even though we said motorcycle ride, all street legal vehicles are welcome to come. So don't let it stop you if you don't have a bike. Just come on out, support us. We're going to have 50-50 raffles. We're going to have baskets with the raffles so that you can do that. Still looking for items as well. So if anybody has anything that they would like to donate to us to be part of that, we would love, to have that. We're going to have some shirts as well to sell. So I've got to really give a lot of credit to Jasper as far as some sponsors. I just went really door to door or messaged some on Facebook, and they've been really responsive and very giving on that. So it's great to see what our community does and supports what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about our community. They always come together for good causes, and if somebody's in need, our community's always rallying around folks, and I know they've done that with you guys since the inception.
They have.
And you wouldn't be able to do what you do without what the community does and fundraisers like this.
That's right. And like we mentioned, Matt helping us out with the trivia night. Last year, the Punishers Club did wonderful with us. This year, we have the Elks Lodge. They're helping Sean Kelly and Brady Kelly have done great, kind of showing me and Haley Wells, who is part of fundraising with Camp Cool, kind of how to do this. Last year, again, got to give credit to the Punishers because we were like, hey, we'd like to do this. We have no clue. And so they pretty much took it on because, first year, again, we were babies. We had no idea.
Right.
This year, Sean has been really good to kind of coach me on what all we need. And so next year, who knows? Well, actually, I'll probably reach out to the Elks again
Yeah.
Because they're a great support. But we will be having food after. Thinking probably a taco bar after it. So the stops, we're going to start at the Elks Lodge, and then we'll go to Hanley's, and then to the barn, Crawfish Warehouse, and then back to the Elks Lodge.
Okay.
I think everybody should be back by about 4:30.
And you said it starts at what time?
Kickstand's up at 11.
Okay.
So it starts at 11.
Registration
at 9.
at 9.
We know some people like to sleep a little later, so give that 2-hour window so they can get up there. As far as, again, I've checked the weather. I know it's 2 weeks out. Right now it's looking like it should be a good day. If for some reason weather isn't great, we'll work on rescheduling. But I'm going to be optimistic that we're going to have a great day and ride.
Well, you never know with Alabama weather. I mean, it could be snowing that day.
That's true. That's true. Just last week, I'm in short sleeves, and then, Monday or Tuesday?
Right.
And a hoodie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We never know until dead of summer, and then we know it's going to be 105 degrees every day.
And I'm going to try to get some of the campers out there for, registration. Some of them, again, with some of them sensitive to loud noises, so they may not be able to come out, and that's completely understandable. But there is a few that have reached out to me and said they'd like to, be a part of it. As far as, and if you're a camper or camper's family listening, as far as participation, it could be just being there for the send-off, waving at them.
Right.
Like I said, street legal vehicles, so if you want to take them, parents, to the different stops, you're more than welcome to. We might not be able to take them as far as my wife and myself because we'll be working the ride, I'll be participating in the ride, but yeah. So again, that's the great thing about it being. I've said again a lot, James. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
But any street legal vehicle, it's great because we're not limited. Like
Right.
kind of like how we say we can't. We're not going to limit on that.
Yeah.
So please come out and support.
Well, and just remind everybody too how they can look up more about Camp Cool as far as your website and Facebook page, and if anybody, like, you don't have to have a kid that needs to be involved in Camp Cool. If you just want to see what they do and how they impact our community, get in touch with these guys and find ways that you can help them, whether it's monetary or by donations, just whatever. They've got plenty of needs and plenty of ways that you can help out. So let people know how they can find out.
So probably most popular, everybody's on Facebook, is Camp Cool. It's again COOL. And then we've got a website, it's campcoolkids.org. Make sure you do the org on there. And we've got a lot of information on the website. Again, here I go saying again. The Facebook is a great way to see. We've started Instagram. I'm trying to get that more
And so, like,
polished, I guess you
summer,
could say, with it.
during camp, y'all may be posting a lot of photos to the Instagram page and things
That's
like
the
that.
goal,
Yeah.
if I can get service.
There you
Because,
go.
Nauvoo, sometimes you don't have the best service up there, but if I can get some service, that's the goal, is first to post so that everybody can see the fun we're having, really.
Yeah.
So we are trying the Instagram, and we're doing the Facebook page. So like us on Facebook, and you can see everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And also, you can just message us on Facebook. You can message us on the website and find out more.
Yeah, sounds good. I think if you guys will just turn out tomorrow night, they're still looking for plenty of teams to show up for the trivia contest tomorrow night. $25 a team and $25 for 5 mulligans. So come out and compete. Don't just take me at my word that we're going to win it. But well, it's going to be difficult to beat us. But and then the ride coming up in 2 weeks. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But everybody definitely support Camp Cool and the work that they do in our community. Curt, thanks for joining us today. I sure appreciate it, and glad we could spread some word. And we'll have this interview. We'll have the video posted, and we'll put the links to your website and Facebook page, and then flyers for the contest too, so people can see that too.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, James.
All right. Well, thanks for listening here on WJLX Live at 9. Coming up later today, we'll have the professor of rock and roll, Woody Wilson, will be having class here starting at 10 o'clock. And then later today at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a live Jasper softball game coming up at Jasper High School. And as well, tomorrow at noon, it'll be Jasper High School. I'll be on the call with Brian Hill this afternoon, and I believe Zach McCullough will be on the call with him tomorrow. And then on Monday, we'll be back with Jasper Viking baseball, and I'll be on the call as the Vikings host Haleville in their last home game of the season. So thanks for listening this morning, and tune in next Friday for Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX. See you next week.